What's happening, my friends? Brother Brian back once again with another video. Alright, this is I'm just shooting this one off the hip, so to speak, because I'm a fisherman. I love music, I love vinyl, but when it comes summertime, springtime comes rolling around, man, I love being out at the lake. A lot of times I'll have my little Bluetooth radio going, listening to music, and just enjoying it. It's just wonderful. This year, man, it's been really a very good spring for me. Very good, man, this year. And I wanted to kind of go over some things because, a lot of you probably don't like fishing, and that's fine. But there's a lot of people out here that do, and I'm going to kind of show you what I've been doing this year to have a better year fishing. All right, so I'm going to get through this pretty quick, okay? So don't fret. So if you have to pause it and take some notes, then you're going to have to pause it, take some notes, okay? Because I'm going to be moving through this thing. 2021, carp fishing that year was just phenomenal for me. Okay, I just killed the carp, and I was catching three fish. Like if I had three rods out, I'd catch three fish, and I'd only have two nets, and I'd have to put two fish in a net. I mean, I could do no wrong. I was catching fish after fish after fish. And man, I got some really nice carp that year. I mean, I caught this fish twice that year, matter of fact. This same fish here, got him twice. Big old carp. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, I could do no wrong that year. Okay, 2021. And 2022, last year, okay, I went out to the same spots with the same technique, the same baits, and I caught all year long. I caught one fish. Okay, it's like, I don't know. I even moved around a little bit, tried different spots, and the fish, carp are one of the smartest fish, and I've caught these fish, some of them twice, and I think that they were just like, forget it, buddy, we're on to you now. So last year it was really disappointing because I only caught one carp, and I fished for him quite a bit too. Last year, man, I just killed the catfish. I could not keep the catfish off my rods, man. I had my cat rods out, and I just catfish. I mean, I caught 430s, tons of 30s, 40s, 50 pounders, man. It was crazy. That's a 55 right there. I caught that last year. We got, multiple different fish last year. I mean, it was catfish heaven, right? This year, it's been the same way. Catfish, man, they've just been wearing me out, man. I cannot hardly keep a catfish rod out there, man. I'm just catching catfish. Now, I haven't caught any big monsters yet this year, but I've got a couple 30s, got a couple 20s, but it's been really wonderful. Wonderful year for catfish. It's just like, it's like almost like a repeat of last year or a continuation of last year, but I really want to catch get into the carp this year, man. So I was like, I want to have to switch up my rig. I'm a firm believer. If it ain't working, switch it, do something different. So this year, I actually went out, I bought me some new rods, and I'm using a totally different technique on my catfish or my carp fishing. And let me tell you this: last year I caught one carp. This year I've caught carp every single time I've been out. I've caught carp. So my new rig's working. Okay, and I'm going to go over that with you. It's called the Dragon Tail. Okay, it's Brother Brian's Dragon Tail Carp Rig. Okay, that's what I'm going to call it, man, because it works. It makes a lot of sense. And I want to kind of show you how I do it, because maybe you want to do it too. I mean, it's not a really hard rig to do, and I don't know if a lot of people are actually using this rig. They're using something similar, but everything's into the details. Okay, so let me show you what I've got here. Okay, I'm going to just show you the rig. This is the exact rig that I've been using. This is the rig that was on my rod last. I didn't take it off. This is still on there from last time. Okay, so this is the line going to my fishing rod here. Okay, this is light line. It's probably like 12-pound monofilament. Okay, you could use whatever you want on your mono. If you want to use 15 or 20, that's fine. But this is 12-pound. Okay, this is a barrel swivel. Okay, it's a bigger, it's a heavier. I wanted to intentionally use a bigger barrel swivel on this because I want this to, be like a weight. It kind of pulls itself down. I've got some 60-pound line here. See the line? I'm using this cheap line here, this braided. It's called Hercules, 60-pound line. It's fine. It does a fine job for what I'm doing. Okay. And then down here, we get down here to the business. Okay. Now pay attention now. Don't take this for granted. There's a little bobber stop right there. See it? Now this thing slides up and down. Now I usually just pull it down and I lock that into place. Okay. I put a big bead on here, a large orange bead, and to me that's like an indicator. It almost is like it stands out, and it causes some attention. And then I got a piece of loose shrink tubing here, just a little piece of shrink tubing here, and then it goes down to this feeder. Now, this is a new feeder I've been using this year. It's hollow. It's like this, okay? Normally, I've used the spring-loaded, the ones that look like a spring, or the plastic ones and stuff like that. This year, I went old school, man. I went to this. This is like an old school style. It's 25 grams, okay? Let's see. There you go. 25 grams. It's got lead on the back, okay? And then it goes here to a snap swivel. The 50-pound ties all to a snap swivel. And then I've got a piece of tubing here. Now here's the trick. Okay. Now all this is a trick. All of this is a trick. This is a tricky way to do this. Okay. There's only one way to catch a fox is to outfox the fox. Okay. So here's my feeder. Okay, let's simplify this for you really easy. This is my feeder. This is my rig here. This is the hair rig. Okay, they call this a hair rig. Now look how long this is. Look at this. Look at that. Look how long that hair rig. That's why I call it the dragon tail. It's because this is 17 to 18 inches long. Okay, and then on the end of this. This is what I've been using this year. I went to a little smaller hook. Okay, normally I use a bigger hook. I'm trying to see if we can get you guys to see this hook. There you go. But I went to a smaller hook. I'm using a snowman rig this year. Okay, and I switched up my boilies. I went to a smaller 10-millimeter boilie. Okay, and this year I went to, okay, response boilies is what I'm using. And this is hemp. Okay, hemp has a lot of oil in it, and it puts out a lot of scent in the water. Okay, and then on the bottom, I put the hemp on all my rigs. Okay, now the second boilie here, this one here is sweet cord. And it's by Response Boilies as well. This is a 10-millimeter boilie. And I've also been using this one here It's called bread flake, and I've caught them on all these this year. Bread flake, sweet cord, and hemp. I've caught them on all these with the hemp this year, and it's just been wonderful. These are very affordable. This is a hair rig, just your typical hair rig. It's just like that. Now all this stuff I buy at bigcarptackle.com. This cage is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. It's $1. You can buy that at, I don't work for Big Carp Tackle by any means, but I'm telling you that $1 for this thing. Okay, so when I ordered them, I ordered a whole bag, $20. I got a bag, it'll last me for years and years to come. Okay, $20, it'll last me a long time. Even if I snag and lose this, I'm gonna have more. Okay, so in my feeder rig, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll show you how I'm doing my bait, my feeder rig bait. Okay, and I'm not doing this, I'm just kind of explaining to you how and what I'm doing, so you'll have to figure a lot of this stuff out for yourself. And this stuff is the stuff I put it in a tub when I go fishing, and this is the same stuff I take with me. Okay, you can tell. So what I do is on my bait, my feeder bait, my rig here for this, my pack bait, I get me a little tub, just a small little tub, and I put me a little bit of cornflakes in there. Okay, pour that cornflakes in there, and I crush it up. Just crush it up as best you can. And then I throw in a little bit of oats. Okay, throw in some oats. Okay, this is what I've been doing this year. Throw in some oats. Look how much of that I've used this year already. So we put in some oats. And here's the key right here. Throw you a bunch of this in there. Wild bird seed. Okay? Put some wild bird seed in there, man, and mix it up real good. Okay, and it'll be real powdery. So, then what you do is you get you some corn syrup. Some light corn syrup. Okay? And then you got all that stuff in there, and you just take this and just pour you a good batch of this over top of that. Just pour that corn syrup over that. Okay? And if you have to, take some of the water out of the lake and mix the lake water up. And you just keep mixing this stuff. You don't want it super tight, okay? You don't want it tight. You want it a little bit loose, because even if it's loose, this will still hold it, okay? This is still going to hold it. I mean, this thing is really designed well to hold bait. You know, you could pack bait into this thing really well. And so you mix it up so it's kind of loose. If it gets too tight, if it feels like it's getting too tight, like cement, then you get you add some more oats to it, or put some potato buds in it. Potato buds will loosen it up for you, okay? So let me show you how you're going to pack this thing, okay? I'm going to show you how you're going to pack this thing. You're going to get you some of that pack bait, and you're going to put some right here. Just take you some and push it up right here. Not a lot. You just want a little bit in the bottom. So you put your thumb there, and you want to make like a little bit of a hard bottom, okay? You want to kind of make a hard bottom with this. And then you take your other pack bait and you just put it in there loosely, okay? Put it in there loosely. You know, if you want to give it a little thumb, don't crush it down in there. Do not crush it. You want it to fall out, okay? That's the trick. You want it to fall out. So you put it in there loosely. And if you want to pack some on the outside, you can. If you want to pack some on the top, you could do that as well. Okay? This is what I've been doing this year. Okay? And it's paid off every single time I've been out at the lake fishing. And I haven't been using the spud bomb. I haven't been chumming a spot up. I haven't been doing that. With this rig, I haven't been doing it. I've just been using this rig with no bombs, no chum in the water, just this rig. Okay? So, now here's the thing. Now pay attention right here. So now you got your rig. It's hooked up. You got your pack bait in there. Just let that thing let it hang down. Let your bait hang down like this. You're getting ready to cast your rod. Okay, keep that bobber stop there. Keep it right there on top of that. And it'll look unorthodox, but believe me, it's fine. Take your rod. You don't want to throw it a country mile. You don't want to heave ho. You know, but you want a decent cast, okay? So take that thing and throw it out into the lake. Okay? Let it hit the water. And with your bail still open, okay? Let your bail stay open. Let that thing sink to the bottom, okay? It's going to sink down now. It's right down to the bottom. And let it hit the bottom. Okay, now that it's sitting on the bottom, here's what I've been doing. Is I take my rod, and here's what I do. This is the trick. There's always a trick. This is the trick. So I close my bail and I reel it tight, okay, till the line gets tight. And I give it a couple jerks, just like that. And what I'm doing is I'm jerking this thing, and the bait is being released out of this, okay? And it's scooting across the water. You want to pull it maybe 2 feet, okay? Maybe 2 feet. You don't want to drag it too far. About 2 feet is all you want. So this thing's dragged over here. Well, guess what? All your bait's back here behind this. It's all behind here now. A lot of it is. Okay, you're going to still have a little in there. But guess what? Now, the dragon tail, baby. The dragon tail's sitting back here somewhere in all that stuff that you just jerked out of your feeder. Okay? So the feeder's out of the way. You have removed your feeder from the bait area. So then the carp comes in. He may be a little leery of the feeder. He may not get around the feeder. But he's back here feeding behind, 17 or 18 inches behind. Guess what? You got a bait sitting back there behind there. And he's going to see these little boilies, right? He's going to see all this corn, or the bird seed and the corn flakes and all this stuff. You know, he's going to see these things, and he's going to be eating them. And man, and they hit that thing, and it's game on. So that's what I've been doing this year. That's the Dragon Tail rig. It's been wonderful for me this year, man. Now, granted, if you're fishing a place that's full of weeds, you're probably not going to be able to use the Dragon Tail. You start dragging something through the weeds, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But if you're in a place where the bottom is clear, especially if you've got, you know, clear water. Now, on my my hair rig, I'm just using this regular Power Pro. 20-pound Power Pro, that's what I'm using. It's very subtle. It's easy for the carp to pick it up. It's easy for them to suck it. You could also put a little bit of corn in your bait. You know, if you want to put a little bit of corn in there, some corn juice in there, you know, you could do that as well. You know, you could take your hemp. You could take your hemp, and you could put a piece of fake cord on it. You know, put a little piece of fake cord on there with it if you're using it with corn, and that'll work as well. So this is my new rig. It's been working for me this year. I'm very happy. I plan on catching more carp this year, man, and I want you guys to check it out. If you're a fisherman, to try it out. Let me know what you think, man. And the Dragon Tail, Brother Brian, man, from the vinyl community and the Zora vinyl community, man. Thanks for hanging out, man. I'm out of here.